For as long as I can remember, I've struggled with anxiety. Even before I knew what anxiety was, I've been able to self-reflect back on my life and realize it was always present. I've always been the classic shy kid, and I still am unless I'm comfortable with you. When the pandemic hit, it made my anxiety so much more than it was. And to make matters worse, through the thick of the pandemic, I moved in with my girlfriend to a new city that neither of us were familiar with. My anxiety had gotten so bad that I couldn't bring myself to do anything or go anywhere without my girlfriend. So, I ended up making the hardest decision of my life to take some time away from her to find myself again. I decided to move in with my childhood friend in my hometown in hopes to learn how to be on my own again. So far, it's been helping. I found a job, and I've learned how to go into stores by myself again. But I don't think I've pushed myself far enough yet. So I have an idea. I want to go on an adventure alone. I got the inspiration from creators like HeyX Natalie and Valspire Family. When I was watching their videos, I realized I don't really go anywhere by myself besides the grocery store and work, which is kind of lame. And kind of ironic considering that I'm at a point in my life where I'm supposed to be learning how to be on my own again, and yet I'm not putting in any effort to try new things. So tomorrow, that changes. I've decided that tomorrow I'm gonna go on a trip by myself. I've never done this before, never ever. I like to stay in my comfort zone, so this is going to be very outside of my comfort zone. So I'm pretty nervous, but also excited, but I think a little more nervous. I just really hope that I don't back out. Spoiler alert, I didn't back out. I woke up at 5:40 in the morning for my first stop of the day. I decided that I wanted to go watch the sunrise at a beach nearby. The day wasn't off to the greatest start though, because I ended up getting lost on my drive, so I missed the sunrise. Plus, it was a little rainy out. I was honestly thinking of turning around and doing all of it another day, but I decided it was now or never. When I got to the beach, I immediately realized I made the right decision. I made it! So freaking pretty. I can't believe I've never done this before. I live like 15 minutes away from the beach, but I just don't take advantage of it. And it's nice because there's nobody here at 7 a.m. I'm just chilling on the beach by myself. I literally cannot even express how at peace I feel right now. I know I just said it, but why don't I do this more often? This is like so nice. And the water is warm. I should have brought my bathing suit. I could have gone swimming, could have gone skinny dipping. So cool. At this point, I honestly didn't even want to leave the beach because I was actually having a really good time, but I decided to head out to my next stop of the day. Hello. If y'all are wondering where I am, I'm on a random side road beside a cornfield. This is kind of where I live. I live in rural Ontario, Canada, if you guys were wondering. So this is actually close to my home. I just don't ever explore these side roads much, so I figured I would give it a go. And while I'm here, I'm gonna fill you guys in on the game plan and eat a bit of lunch. On the menu today, I've got some strawberries and blueberries. So here's the game plan. I want to find a sunflower field and/or sit on a hay bale. They look so nice to sit on. I've sat on one when I was like a kid, but there's so many around here, and I feel like I'm just gonna, scurry my way into somebody's field and sit on one for a second just to say that I did. And sunflower field, pretty explainable. They're sunflowers. Sunflowers are beautiful. They're my favorite flower. The strawberries are really good. I'm having a lot better of a time today than I thought I was gonna have. Oh, this is so fun. Why don't I do stuff with myself more often? Good thing about this, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I can just chuck this strawberry stem somewhere else. I wish you guys could be here. It's like so peaceful, and I hear the crickets in the background. No cars in sight. Sometimes I take for granted where I live. I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the start of the video I said that I moved to this city for a year, and city's just not my vibe really. I'm more of a country girl. Not really, but I like it better. Less people, fresher air, prettier, in my opinion. Don't take for granted where you live, people. And explore your surrounding area, because I've lived in this area my whole life, but I don't explore it. I could do this all the time if I wanted to, and I'm having a great time. That's my rant of the day. I'm gonna go see if I can find myself a sunflower field. I actually ended up finding a sunflower field a couple roads over from where I was parked. I feel like it sounds like I had this all planned, but I actually had no idea the sunflower field was here, and it was all luck. This is so cool. Look at it. Literally, this was so close to where I live. I just didn't know it was here. Look at all the sunflowers. Fun fact about sunflowers, they point towards the sun. I'm sure most of you know that. You probably heard that when you were like 3, but you know, I love it. Should I take a photo with the sunflower? Perfect. Got it. Nailed it. After looking at the sunflowers a little more and seriously contemplating cutting one off and keeping it, I decided it was best to leave before the farmer came along and told me to get the heck away from his sunflowers. I started driving around looking for a good hay bale to sit on, but it ended up being a lot more difficult than I expected. So, like any sane person does when they can't find the perfect hay bale to sit on, I blasted the tunes and enjoyed my drive. After my jam session, by some stroke of luck, I ended up coming across the almost perfect spot. I was honestly looking for the large round hay bales, but I figured these would do. Well, here I am. Today's been a very peaceful day. Well, I say today and it's still only like 9:15. I usually don't even wake up until now, so it's kind of crazy that I've like lived this whole thing in a time where I'm usually not even awake yet. This is pretty comfy actually. I could probably sleep on this, you know? If only you guys could all be here right now. You'd feel the breeze. It smells like hay. Unless this is straw. This might be for bedding. This whole thing has really just made me realize that I should do this more. It kind of makes me feel like I'm not really living my life, and I want to be living my life like this all the time. Don't get me wrong, I still had anxiety throughout this. I am avoiding people, and whenever I see a person and they see me filming myself or something, I get really awkward and weird, which I kind of hate that because I wish I was the kind of person that just didn't care. But unfortunately, I'm not that kind of person. I care a lot about what people think of me. And now the sun's coming out at the end. Oh well. Yeah, but like I said, I definitely think I'm going to try doing stuff like this more often. Without the camera, I don't need the camera to do this. I was just doing this because I've never done it before, and I wanted to share the experience with you guys. But honestly, I really did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I figured I would just film myself doing some stuff, and then I wouldn't try and do anything by myself ever again. But I'm actually I had such a good time, and this is really helping my mental health. It makes me feel like I'm doing something with my life. The fresh air, also, it's nice to get outside, and just the fact that I'm literally just sitting on this hay bale in this random field. I don't do this. This isn't me, but I'm doing this right now, and that's cool. So yeah, that's all I have to say. But I'm happy I did this. And just like that, my adventure alone had come to an end. I think the thing that stuck with me the most from this day was that I didn't feel nearly as anxious as I thought I would, but actually happy and at peace instead. It made me realize that I can't let anxiety completely control my life, and that sometimes I just have to do the things that scare me. And that's what I hope all of you take away from this video too. Do the things you think you can't do. You might end up surprising yourself, like I did.
Tell stories of what we